Hi there folks, welcome to the video. This is Hudley Gibbon, and today we're going to be looking at the Phalanx class in Aliens Fireteam Elite. This is obviously a little bit later than other people put videos up for. I wanted to completely level this character up. I've also just finished leveling up all the other new weapons that we got in the update, so I kind of just wanted to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. So the Phalanx class is another bit of a mixed one. It's similar in a kind of ballpark as the Doctor class. It's in that it's not very good right now, but I think if it had a couple of changes, it'd be really good. But I'm going to show you the build that I'm running just now. I don't believe any of this is max level stuff, so I think you can get this quite early on. Ironically, you don't want to really build anything into the shield, which is one of the things I think needs to be changed. I think the shield needs to be more useful. I think they should have like a taunt option, a slightly wider arc of defense, that it doesn't automatically go away if you are actually attacked. Every single time you're attacked, you have to redeploy your shield. It's a bit of a nightmare. And when it comes to the elite enemies, things like Praetorians and Crushers that are meant to be end game stuff are really easy to deal with. Whereas drones and warriors, which are kind of meant to be earlier level, are an absolute nightmare. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the build, guys. Let's head up to my loadouts. So first off, the weapons I'm using the burst pistol as my kind of long range option. Just it's a like nice long range accurate option. I would recommend something like that for that. So you can maybe put on the burst pistol here, or the magnum, or the combat pistol, just to kind of give your class a little bit of long range. Because it's always handy to have. There's no point only made to hit things within 10 meters of you. And then my secondary option is just the standard pump shotgun, which is generally regarded as possibly one of the best close combat weapons in the game. It is very strong. Does a lot of damage, can hit multiple targets if they're close up, and yeah, it's really nice. I found things like the auto shotgun are just too inaccurate with this setup. I prefer the pump shotgun. I've had better. And because of the way this game works right now, the flamer is a fun one to run with, but I wouldn't actually recommend it. Just because your teammates can't see a damn thing if you use a flamer. So yeah, the shotgun is probably the best option here, at least in my mind. So that's the gear, guys. I'm not going to show you my attachments because that's kind of your personal choice. But you can see them there, which ones I've got on. But I'm not going to go through why I'm using them. As I said, that's your personal choice. So yeah, that's that, guys. Let's just jump into the actual perks themselves. So, as you can see, absolutely nothing on shield, which is silly, but there's nothing useful for the shield. If I click on that just now, you only get 3 right now. Some people say to use all of them. I would say to use none of them. While shield is up, your melee damage is increased by 100%. Melee damage in this game is a meme. It is useless. And the movement speed penalty is reduced by 25%. Honestly, see if that was just the movement speed and something like 10% damage reduction, that would be a must-have. That would be a really nice mod. The fact that it gives you melee damage is just useless. It doesn't matter. So yeah, just don't bother with that. The shield bash mods, again, is a meme. Your melee attack now briefly stuns enemies. Like, melee is just not an option in this game, guys. Don't even try to use it. And then last one is covered in fire. Again, not really useful. You should always be aiming, and with the shotgun, you've only got a 10% zoom, and you're gonna be much more accurate. So there's no reason not to be zoomed in, or at least have your aim active. There's no reason to. So yeah, none of the shield mods are useful. So I wouldn't use them. What I've got here as well is the Vanguard mod, which is actually really nice. The only thing is, I think it's a bit too expensive. It takes up 4 slots here, and you only get 10% less damage for people nearby, and an additional 10%. So if you've got your shield active, that's 20% less damage, which is really nice. But compare that, let's say, to the recon skill, the support station. You can put on a 2-slot mod for that, which gives your entire team 10% damage reduction. So it's essentially, I suppose actually it's twice as expensive, twice as good. I suppose that actually makes sense, doesn't it, guys? But yeah, it's not bad. It kind of helps you stick together. And also, I wish people would actually understand that if they stay near you or behind you, they'll get benefits. I've had so many, it's demolishers are the main ones for this. They will run in front of you consistently, and then they'll take all the hits. And you know these guys are the ones that complain about medics not helping them in games and all that when they just run in and do stupid stuff. So yeah, I would recommend Vanguard though. I do like it. Another standalone mod here I've got is Keeping Pins, which is one you do get, I believe, at level, I think it's 1 off the top. This is a universal mod, which means all your classes will have access to it. So enemies you shoot deal 10% less damage for 4 seconds. I think that'll be really good for some builds, especially with like things like, let's say, the Demolisher build, where you can hit large amounts of enemies really quickly. But yeah, it's a universal mod, so everyone gets access to it. I'm still kind of playing about with it. I might keep it or not. I might put on something else for the shock, another free mod for that, but we'll just have to see. And then I put all 3 mods on for the Bulwark. Now, the Bulwark is a Phalanx's passive. Blocking damage with your shield increases your damage dealt by 3% for 4 seconds, and it stacks up to 5 times. Now, I've put on all 3 mods here. So you get Adrenaline Surge when you're at max stacks of Bulwark. Your ability recharge is increased by 50%, which is nice because as long as you're playing properly, you should be at maximum Bulwark at pretty much every major fight. And every major fight, you should be putting down as many shocks as possible. So extra recharge ability is always handy. I put on the Push the Front Line, so each stack of Bulwark also increases movement speed, stability, and accuracy. That's really handy for a shotgun to be accurate and stable, and the movement speed buff is also really handy. It's a quality of life thing. I like to be able to move to where I need to be. And the last one here is this little 1 point here. Focus under fire. Each stack of Bulwark also increases aim assist and reload speed. Now, aim assist is a weird one. The developers haven't really fully explained what aim assist does, but from what I gather, it makes your projectiles slightly larger, so they're more likely to hit weak points. At least I think that's kind of what it is. But the reload speed, again, is really handy for the shotgun, because the reload is the big kind of drawback of the shotgun. So an extra 2% there, but remember that stacks with that, so you could get, 2% times 5, so 10% extra reload speed, which is, that's not bad. And then all my other mods here are all on the Shock Pulse, which gives me 40% extra radius and 40% extra recharge speed. So what I'll put on here is the maximum range. I put the free for the enhanced reach 3, and then I've put on rapid deployment and the other new one as well, the other new Phalanx. This is ironically probably the best thing about this update. You get a new universal mod which increases recharge speed of an ability by 20%. So both of these together, that's 40% for 6 slots. So it's more than useful. In fact, I've had to go through and rechange a lot of my builds to try and get this in, because I wanted as much recharge speed as possible. And then the other 2 mods I put in here are the Shell Shock mod. Shell Shock, Shock Pulse also causes affected enemies to take an additional 10% damage. Considering you should be putting this down to stop all forms of elite enemies, that is just extra damage. That obviously would stack with that. It does say it does not stack, but that's because what it means that if you shoot somebody more than once, they don't get a 10%, 20%, 30%. You get a straight 10% from that, you get 10% from that, so 20% extra damage as long as you are shooting the thing that's shocked. So again, for the elite enemies, that's very handy. And the last one I put on here, which I would say is a must-have, is the Aftershock mod. The Shock Pulse leaves behind an electric field for 10 seconds, slowing any enemies that come in contact with it. Considering you should be essentially blocking choke points, this should cover the entire area. It seems to be more effective than the Technician's coils, but I like it. It looks good as well. Actually, I think that this is the fact. I think this skill looks and acts like the Technician's coils should have done at all times. Personally, I think what they should have done with the Phalanx is not actually included this skill. Put on a skill that's that you can activate with the shield. Something like a shock pulse, but have it as a cone of effect going out from the shield, or like a fire or acid, or maybe you could change the element or something like that, depending on who you're fighting. And I think that this should have been essentially what the Technician has available to them. I really do hope that they change some aspects of this build. As I said, what I think they should have is a pretty severe damage reduction to acid, or simple immunity once the shield is up. I'd like to see more coverage, especially on the flank when it comes to the shield. As it is, an enemy that is slightly to your side will knock your shield off you, and then you have to redeploy your shield. Yeah, this build, this is the best. This is the most effective build I've found so far. But it's like sticking band-aids on this class. It needs a lot of work. Like the Doctor class. Saying that, I mean, they both only need 2 or 3 big changes to make them genuinely really useful. I think if the medic had like a passive heal AoE around them instead of the ability recharge, and then have like the support station, maybe the support station could have the ability recharge. So anyone within the support station has enhanced recharge, but you would also be able to do an AoE heal. I think that'd make the medic really useful, but as it is, it just isn't. Looking at the abilities in action, guys. So you've got your shield here. Use it with a shotgun, as I said. You've got your long range gun. You can put that on, or you can put whatever you want. I just like the burst up there. You've got your shotgun. The only thing with the shotgun, as I said, the reload it sucks, but that's what I've tried to compensate for. And then you've got your kind of shock pulse there, which I like. I think that should have been the technician thing from day one. For a start, you can see it. You can actually see the radius and all that, which is very difficult with the technician shock pulse. The only thing with this, I mean, you are kind of crawling along, but ultimately, it's kind of the shield doesn't take long to take out, so you can just run, get a shield out. Run, get your shield out kind of thing. So movement speed with the shield active, I wouldn't really worry about it, guys. Some people have said to stack into it, but I honestly wouldn't worry about it. But anyway, guys, that is my build for the Phalanx. Overall, the update for me was a bit of a mixed bag. Some of the weapons are dreadful. What's it? The new laser pistol. That is appalling. It's one of the worst designed weapons I've ever seen for a game. In that this game will have hundreds of enemies charging at you from all angles, and this gun is a charge up one-shot ability which you can only fire a couple of times before it overheats. Yeah, I do not understand it. Some of the stuff though made sense once I'd leveled it up. So things like the pike made sense once I'd leveled it up and put on mods to like increase its AoE effect. That was, I'm not going to use it, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a drag like the laser pistol. The laser pistol I absolutely despised leveling up. What else did we get? The minigun. The minigun is like okay. The minigun is not good. You've got, simply put, much better options. It's okay in standard level difficulty, because the damage is quite nice in standard, but in intense, you simply don't have enough ammo to make this thing useful. So yeah, that wasn't too good. And what else did we get? We got the new assault rifle, actually. I like that. The Type 88 heavy assault rifle. That was I think that's a good addition. It's kind of like a slower firing. It's kind of like an in between. It's like an in between the pulse rifle and the Kramer. It's kind of in the middle, and it looks nice. And I'm gonna probably stick with that as my primary assault rifle now. But yeah, some of it was a bit of a mixed bag for me. I hope they do kind of tweak some of these classes. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.